So there are a ton of different hamster wheels out there on the market, so it's important that you find the wheel that's right for both you and your small pet. Today I have 4 different types of wheels I'm going to be showing for you guys. So if you're getting your first animal and you're needing a wheel, or if you're just sick of the wheel you have and are looking for a better one, hopefully this video will help you out. The first thing I want to say about when you're picking out a wheel, make sure that it has a solid running surface like any of the ones you see here do. You don't want to use any that are wire mesh or bars. While they do seem like they'd be alright because the pet stores use them, they're actually not safe for your hamster's feet. Their claws and feet can get caught in there, and if you have like a gerbil or a mouse, their tails can also get caught. The next thing about picking out any wheel is make sure that the wheel is big enough so that your animal doesn't have to arch its back when it's running. And when it's running, its back should stay straight in the wheel to relieve stress and so it doesn't cause any injuries. The 4 wheels I have for you today that I'm going to be looking at are on the left. I have the Rodent Wheel, and then a silent spinner, the Comfort Wheel, and the Flying Saucer. So first, let's take a closer look at the Rodent Wheel. So first, here is the Rodent Wheel. This is a mostly enclosed wheel, so it's going to be very safe for small pets with tails like gerbils or mice. I just want to mention this is the only wheel that's actually approved by the ASCPA. So this wheel is very safe and highly recommended by a lot of small pet owners. This wheel comes in 3 different sizes. The one I have here is called the Rodent Wheel Junior, which is an 8-inch wheel. They also come in the Rodent Wheel Senior, which is 11-inch, and the Robust, which is 12-inch. Now the pros of these wheels, they are very silent. When I first got this one, it did squeak, but if you just oil the axle a little bit, these are very silent wheels and they're very nice. They do have the solid running surface, so they're very safe for your pets. The only downfall of this wheel is they're not sold in stores, at least in the US. You are going to have to order these wheels online. The Junior wheel that I have here is actually $22 on Amazon, so it is pretty expensive. I actually picked this up from another site called petdiscounters.com. And it was only about $9 on Pet Discounters. So if you're looking for a rodent wheel, I would definitely check out that site because it's definitely worth the $9 and it saves you quite a bit of money. The Senior wheel, I believe, runs about $26 on Amazon and $15 on Pet Discounters. And the Robust, which is a 12-inch, is $28 on Amazon, and I couldn't find it on Pet Discounters. Another downside of this wheel is you do have to take it apart to thoroughly clean inside. It is very easy to assemble and disassemble. I actually have a video of that on my channel, so make sure you check that out if you're interested in one of these. But you do have to take it completely apart to clean it out. These do come in a lot of colors. If you order it on Amazon, you can pick your colors, but on Pet Discounters, you actually can't pick your color. They just send you whatever one they want. The one I have here is like a lavender and white. So I was pretty happy with the color they sent me, and I really enjoyed it. So that is it for this wheel. It is really highly recommended, and my Syrian hamster loves it. The 8-inch I think is good for Syrian hamsters. Unless they're really big, then you might want to go up to the 11-inch if it will fit in your cage. Next, let's take a look at the silent spinner. So here is the silent spinner, which is made by Super Pet. I have a purple one here. They do come in a few colors. I believe they also come in green, blue, and red, at least in the US anyway. The main advantage of these wheels, as you probably know by the title of what they're called, is they're very, very silent. As you can see here, there's not much noise at all. So if your hamster is going to be in your bedroom and you're a light sleeper, this is a very good wheel. The major downfall of these wheels is the sizes they come in. They come in a 4.5-inch wheel, which it's pretty much too small for anything. If it's the only thing you have and you're getting like a baby robo, it might work for a while, but even a robo is going to grow out of the 4.5-inch wheel. These wheels, they're about, for a 4.5 is about $11, I believe, at PetSmart and $6 on PetStore.com. Now the one I have here is the 6.5-inch wheel, which is about $13 at PetSmart or less than $8 on PetStore.com. This is a really good size for robo hamsters and dwarfs. This wheel, while it can be used for baby Syrians, is too small for full-grown Syrian hamsters. But the next size up in the silent spinners is actually a 12-inch wheel, which is gigantic. The 12-inch wheels, they don't sell them, or I didn't find them on PetSmart's website, but they were about $24 at Petco or $17 on petstore.com. Now, if you've ever seen one of the 12-inch wheels in person, they are huge, so they're probably not going to fit in your cage. So if you're wanting a wheel for a full-grown Syrian, the silent spinner, unfortunately, since it is a very quiet wheel, is not a good choice for a Syrian hamster. I think Super Pet really needs to look into making like an 8.5-inch wheel, because that would be a great size to add to this wheel for a Syrian hamster. But if you're looking for a wheel for a dwarf hamster or anything smaller like mice, this is a very good option. Next, we'll take a look at the comfort wheel. Here is the comfort wheel. The one I have here is the 5.5-inch, which is the smallest one. I believe these are also made by Super Pet. These also come in 3 sizes. The 5.5 right here. Now, the main thing about these, they are very affordable. At PetSmart, this wheel will run you about $7 and about $4 on petstore.com. The 8.5 will run you about $9 at PetSmart or only about $5 on petstore.com. The 8.5-inch wheel is the perfect size for a full-grown Syrian hamster, and this 5.5 works pretty well for a dwarf and would be fine for a robo. They also do come in a big 12-inch wheel, which is $18 at PetSmart or $10 on petstore.com. Now, while these wheels are nice, they provide a solid running surface, of course, and they're very affordable, I personally do not like these wheels at all. I know a lot of people like them, but they are just way too loud for me. They don't really squeak that much, but they really like wobble and rattle. As you can tell here when I spin it, it's pretty loud. I have my hamsters in my room, and with my dwarf hamster, he rattled it about that much during the night. With a Syrian hamster on an 8.5-inch wheel, you're probably going to be getting more rattle than that. So if you're looking into one of these wheels, make sure that you can live with that rattle, because I know a lot of people can't get it to go away. So that is it for this wheel. These, I believe, come in a couple different colors, but not as many. The last wheel we're going to go ahead and look at is the Flying Saucer. So here is the last wheel to look at today. This is the Flying Saucer. I believe this is by Ware Manufacturing. One first thing, this has a very unique design, as you can see here. Instead of the regular wheel, it's like a flat disc. This base does just come right off the base for cleaning. So pretty much, it's a really cool and neat looking design. These saucers, like most wheels, also come in 3 sizes. It comes in a 5-inch, which will run you about $5 on petstore.com. These are becoming a little bit harder to find in stores, so you might have to order them online. I did get lucky and I found this one at Petland. But the 5-inch ones run about $5, but they're really, really small, so not real sure what you'd use them for. Maybe a robo, but they're pretty tiny. The one I have here is a 6.5-inch wheel. This is a great size for a dwarf, but it's definitely not big enough for a Syrian hamster. The next size up, once again, is a 12-inch, which will run you about $13 or $14 online, and it is giant. If it does fit in your cage, it's going to take up a lot of room, so the Flying Saucers probably aren't the best recommendation for a Syrian hamster, but they would work good for a dwarf or a robo or a mice or anything like that. One pro of these wheels is they are very silent once again. As you can tell, there's just kind of a little whisking noise, and it is really fun to see your hamsters run on this, since it is just such a different setup than the other wheels. And now I'm just going to tell you what wheels I recommend for you, depending on what type of hamster you have and really what you're looking for. These are just my personal opinions, so if you have any opinions on any of these wheels or any other ones that we need to know about, make sure to leave a comment down below to let people know. If you're looking for a wheel for a Syrian hamster, I would definitely have to go with the Rodent Wheel over here on the left. Well, you are going to have to order it online, and it might be a little bit pricey. I think it's definitely worth it. It's big enough, and it's very quiet. So, because that one does not come in the right size for a Syrian, and the Flying Saucer doesn't. So for a Syrian, you're pretty much stuck for the wheels I have here between the Rodent Wheel and the Comfort Wheel. And the Comfort Wheel is just way too loud for me, so the Rodent Wheel would definitely have to win as far as Syrian hamsters go. Now, if you have a dwarf or a robo, I would either go with the silent spinner or the Flying Saucer for them. It just depends on if you want the traditional looking wheel or the one that's a little bit different. Both of these have a really cool design, and they're both very, very silent. That one will run you about $8 at petstore.com, and the saucer will run you about $6. So they're both pretty affordable. It just depends on how much room you have in your cage. Of course, the traditional wheel isn't going to take up quite as much room in your cage. So that is it for this recommendation video and just comparison. Like I said before, if you've used any of these wheels or have any other ones you really like, make sure to leave a comment down below and let everyone else know. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my channel for some other videos, including some contest giveaways. But if not, that is it for this video.